cannot get up and go to the strongman house without knowing or being prepared. And for that matter, as I speak right now, Ngizwe Mchunu has been arrested by the authorities of South Africans.
Zimbabwean Nigerian, I'm not going to take a pregnant woman out of a clinic because she's not South African. She gives birth of an African child at the gate and that child dies. And you want me to do that and be proud? I am not in politics to be elected. I'm in politics to articulate a position of African people who have been oppressed for too long. We are not saying any Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Ghanaian must bring crime here.
Ngizwe Mchunu faced a warrant of arrest issued by the High Court in early June 2026 after he was found guilty of contempt of court for failing to comply with orders regarding the defamatory statement against EFF leader Julius Malema in response to the warrant and the civil defamation implication or application. Mchunu issued swift public apology to Malema and the court. Apart from the defamation matter with Malema, Mchunu was recently in court following an equality court ruling. On June 19, 2026, the court found statement he made against the LGBTQI+ community in 2025 amounted to hate speech, harassment, and unfair discrimination. As a result, he was being arrested. So anyway,
we don't need any foreigners here. I don't need any foreigners in this town.
So guys, let's watch the video of Julius Malema recently, one of his speeches.
Zimbabwean, Nigerian, I'm not going to take a pregnant woman out of a clinic because she's not South African. She gives birth of an African child at the gate and that child dies. And you want me to do that and be proud? I am not in politics to be elected. I'm in politics to articulate a position of African people who have been oppressed for too long. We are not saying any Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Ghanaian must bring crime here. The same way no South African must bring crime here. Anyone who brings drugs, South African or Nigerian, must be dealt with according to the laws of South Africa. Not mob justice. But let's ask a question. After you marched and say you don't want Zimbabweans, you don't want Nigerians, you don't want Ghanaians, you close shops, you march. Why are you not coming back to tell us the following day that after that march, we expelled 10 Zimbabweans, and out of those 10 Zimbabweans, we're able to give 10 South African jobs? There is no such a report. You want proper jobs, you want a job with a pay slip, with an appointment letter, with pension, with medical aid, but they never march to the Minister of Home Affairs, who is responsible for illegal immigrants. Why? They are scared of white people. Look at them. When they speak to a white person, they are very respectful, they show manners. When they speak to a black person, they are violent. When is that march going to Cape Town? Because a lot of illegal immigrants, white immigrants, are in Cape Town. Let's see them going to Cape Town and asking whites to produce their IDs. The same way here in Northwest, a lot of whites say they own land. If you ask them to produce a title deed, they don't have. So many white people are here in South Africa, illegal labor. Now they must be treated the same way we treat others. But now they are even worse. They've got our land. You are fighting over useless things. They are distracting you so that you focus on each other while they are stealing our minerals, while they are stealing our land. This is the time you must be more awake. They're distracting you. They say foreigners have taken jobs from you. Go for them. You go there. They take everything. That's what they did during apartheid. When we were supposed to get our freedom, they started a fight between ANC and IFP. Instead of concentrating on fighting for freedom, we got distracted and killed each other. Who took the weapons to KZN? It was apartheid soldiers. Bought a lot of ammunition, took it to KZN. That's why till today, there are a lot of illegal guns in KZN. Those guns were delivered by the apartheid government, arming blacks to fight one another. Today, they don't give you guns. They put in your mind wrong ideas for you to hate each other, concentrate on one another, while they continue to benefit the minerals of our wealth. They want to take me to jail for 5 years because they don't want me. Why? Why do they want to take me away? They want to take me away because they are scared of the truth. They don't want the truth. I will talk the truth here. I'll talk the truth in jail. I'll talk the truth in my grave. No one can ever kill my ideas. My ideas are out there. No one can ever arrest my ideas. My ideas are out there. No white woman can determine my destination. I've got an appointment with the future, and that future is the revolution to liberate the children of Africa. I'm not going to take a pregnant woman out of a clinic because she's not South African. She gives birth of an African child at the gate, and that child dies. And you want me to do that and be proud? I am not in politics to be elected. I'm in politics to articulate a position of African people who have been oppressed for too long.
If there's Nigerians, by the way, I'm not sure that, and I can't say that Nigerians, they are selling drugs. I'm not sure because I never found them.
Maybe
Even you.
Maybe the drugs they are selling are not strong.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The drugs, when they entering the country, you must know the government they know it. I mean, I'm sure for that.
Good. You know,
I mean, I'm sure for that. There's no any because have you crossed border before?
No.
Cross the border and you see what is happening on the border.
Okay.
You understand? When you're crossing the border, there's machine that is scanning your stuff.
Yeah.
Everything. Even you, they're scanning. How the drug they get in? If the government they doesn't know nothing.
You cannot go to national TV and threaten violence. Who are you? In a democratic state, express your views, criticize government about its ineptness, quote unquote, in dealing with matters of illegal immigrants. But don't call for violence in our country. We know what violence can do. These people who call for violence, look at what they did in June and July unrest. Looting here in Joburg and KZN. And now they think, no, this thing is doable. We're not focused on March and March. We are just putting policy before South Africans to say the state, the democratic state must intervene and at the same time in terms of laws, but at the same time in terms of protecting the citizenry. If that does not happen, anyone can call himself a leader and emerge on a popular front and be funded by people with dubious interest to our country, to hurt our country's image. It's not good for South Africa to be projected in the international landscape as a xenophobic people. You will know, most of you who travel abroad, people love this country. Yes, we've got problems, but we don't want to compare with others. The question of illegal immigration is global. Donald Trump has gone to the House and they gave him billions of rands to execute what is called ICE. People have been chased up and down, arrested in America and all of that, and been victimized and so on. We don't want to degenerate to that level. We want money and laws that protect us. And we illustrate in our statement what are those laws that we need to implement. We are not concerned about March and March. They are raising an important issue that is in the public domain that is well known to all of us. I was a minister of police. If I were to take a practical an example, we were working here around the city center. Herman Mashaba was a mayor for a few days before the DA ejected him. We went here, buildings are full of people who are undocumented here. So if you were to walk in the streets here and somebody pickpocket you, and we chase that person and he get into that building, we will never know who did this crime.
By beating up these Ghanaians, by beating up these Zimbabweans, loading them. If you load them, I've not seen anyone being loaded. No one. And you say they take jobs from you. You have beat them up, you have taken them out of the country. How many jobs have you created after that? Because the battle should be about jobs. You beat people because they took your jobs. They ran away. You close a shop that hires 5 people and say they take our jobs. After closing that jobs, how many jobs have you created? Unskilled men with no skill, none whatsoever. Say somebody took their job. The only skill they know is to drink intelligence, impesu, and all of that nonsense, and want to pretend like they are revolutionary as it were. I don't want your vote if you behave like that. Take them away. If the MK wants it, give it to them. I don't want the votes that says to me, I must hate Africans for you to vote for me. I'll never do that. That I must go take an African child out of school, proud elderly person, pushing a child, an African child that looks like you. I must go to a school and push a child that looks like Opano, my child, and say, get out of school. The same way apartheid did, and push Lindiwe Zulu out of school, Lindiwe Zulu out of school, and saying, you are not worth of education. I must repeat that. I must do that. I will never do that. You can take your votes. Let me die with my conscience very clear. I will never refuse a pregnant woman of African descent to give birth in the clinics of South Africa. Never will I do that. I did not join politics because I wanted to be anything. I joined politics because I saw it as a necessity to unite and fight the apartheid system and deliver the economic freedom to our people. I don't want anything from anyone. Whether you jail me for 5 years, for 7, I don't care. The reason why I'm appealing you, the reason why I'm challenging, it's not for me. It's for my wife and my kids. I can be this strong. My family might not be this strong. I do it for them. Nelson's children, Nelson's wife, when he came out of prison, they were not normal people. Till today, they are not. Nelson was strong, but his family was not. And sometimes we ought to forget about ourselves as revolutionaries and think about our families and what our families are going to go through. I'm not scared of prison because I didn't do anything wrong. I know I'm fighting the system. It hates me for telling the truth. I never lie. No one can ever caught me in a lie. If I'm about to tell a lie, I don't tell at all. I keep quiet. So you'd rather accuse me for not telling you, but you can't accuse me for lying to you. I don't lie. I'm hated for that. I don't go around lying to people. When you lie, I tell you, why do you do that? Why do you lie? I don't lie that whites own the majority of the land. That's our problem. We want the land. Your problem is not Zimbabweans. No Zimbabwean owns the land. You chase them out of the country. Do you have the land? You chase them out of the country. You beat them up. Do you own the factories? Do you own the strategic means of production? Do you own the economy of this country after beating up fellow Africans? And you don't realize that the same people who made you fight each other during apartheid are the same ones who are doing the same. The provinces that are fighting black on black violence are the same that did during apartheid. The tribe that is fighting black on black violence is the one that did during apartheid. At the center of black on black hatred is a state-sponsored and capital-sponsored hatred to distract you from giving you economic opportunities, to make you blame wrong people for your misfortunes. There's no Zimbabwe that took a land from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a tender from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a job from you. There are no jobs. The jobs Zimbabweans are doing, you don't want to do them. You are so educated enough to can do those slave jobs. That's why, not that you are lazy. You are not lazy, you know your worth. And you're refusing to do those jobs. That's what I'm hated for. For saying they've got and stole. The people who stole your land are white conquerors, are white colonialists. It is written in books. No Zimbabwean conquered you, no Nigerian conquered you. Why are you turning your back on what is the true reflection of who we are to want to entertain sponsored contemporary politics that seeks to distract you from why you are unemployed? They are moving you away. Apartheid did the same. It made the ANC to fight with the IFP so that they are distracted from fighting for the liberation of South Africa. The script is the same. The writers of the script are the same people. Why are you not learning from your history? That we are being made stupid. We are being taken advantage of. They are repeating what they did in the past when they went into quarters and made us to fight one another in the hostels and kill each other. Same people are doing it today. You are refusing to think. You are refusing to be critical. You are thinking about the next election. If I say this, I won't get elected. Hell no. I'm not part of a script that is written by apartheid collaborators. I joined the struggle to unite African people and make them to be one. You must never ever claim to love us if you don't love your family. Why do you go around building houses and coming to stand here and pledge a house when your family has got no roof over its head? You are so pretentious. Why don't you have a burial society? When Colin's mother has got a burial society for the box, for the cow, for the tent, for all of that. An old woman like this, when you die, we must all come together and put sense. But you are the biggest bowler here in Joburg, popping champagne. How stupid can you be? Why do you allow apartheid to continue its mentality in you? Why do you seek to impress people? Why do you do that? Your families need you. If you, all of you, look after your families, will not need Colin Machawan Foundation.